Alright guys, so in this video we are going to be doing some restocking of my TBR cart here because it is a little on the empty side. I did already put some books on there that I'm like super interested in reading, and I'll just kind of go through those real quick. These ones right here at this very top corner piece are already on the TBR for this month, and then these next 4 books were already on the cart. So I'll just kind of show the ones that I personally added that I really am looking forward to getting to, which is The Island of Last Things by Emma Soley. This one sounds amazing. And then also The Cat Who Saved Books by Sasuke Nakasawa. Also really looking forward to these 2 books, guys. So they had to go on the cart. And then the next 3, of course, I had to add Little Stranger by Lee Rivers. I had to add my probably smut edition of Lights Out because now I can start that series. And then the second book in the Lord series, which is The Sinner. Super excited to get to all 3 of these as well. And then if you guys watched my last video about my recent book hauls, you saw this one. This is by an indie author, Asher D. Payne, and it's Cast from the Dark, and it's marked by the Deep Book 1. This is a dark paranormal pirate romance. So I am super excited for this book. Like, my god, I cannot wait to get to it. And then the next book I had to add, of course, is The Will of the Many by James Islington. This is obviously Hierarchy Book 1. I am super excited. I've heard nothing but good things about this brick of a book, so hopefully I end up enjoying it because I want to get to it like next month. Not gonna lie. And then I added 3 more books that I personally want to get to really soon, which is of course Alchemized by Sin-Lin Yu, another brick of a book and a very intimidating book, but I am super excited to get to that one. And then of course I have to have The Reckoning, which is book 3 in the Zodiac Academy series. I'm trying to slowly work my way through this series, so I'm excited to get to this one because I absolutely loved the first 2 books. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one. And then this one here, which is Hopeless Necromantic by Shiloh Brer. And I am just so excited for this one because it looks absolutely freaking adorable. Like, I am really excited. It says on the back, raise the glass, raise the dead, just don't raise your hopes. Like, this looks so stinking cute. I am very excited for this book. So, of course, I had to throw it on the new TBR cart rotation. I do still have, I ended up taking all the blind books that I had on this TBR cart off, and I put them on one of my bookshelves instead so that I could have more room on this cart to add more books, because, you know, I'm still gonna do like the whole blind books incorporated it into my monthly TBRs. They're just not gonna live on the TBR cart. And I will be using a spinner wheel and a prompt jar to fill up the rest of this, because I can fit books on the back half, kind of like you see up here. There's books behind this front row, and I can fit, usually depending on the size, 2 to 3 books on the back half. So we got a lot of room to work here, guys. So I am very excited. We'll do the first few probably as prompts, and I'll pick a couple that can go along with those prompts, and keep in mind these are very old prompts. And then I have a bookshelf spinner wheel on here as well that will help me get some books that have been on my shelves unread for years put onto this TBR cart and hopefully get them read soon. So we will just go ahead and I think we'll kind of alternate until we just fill it up. So we'll do one prompt out of the jar and then one book from the spinner wheel. So first we will do a prompt from the jar, which there aren't many left in this, and these are some pretty old prompts because I've been more so using my prompt cards than these older handwritten and or very horribly printed prompts. So let's see. What is the first prompt gonna be? Okay, I think this is a romance one. It says a book featuring a pet as the main character. So, I will be right back, guys, and we're gonna go and find some books that could possibly work with this, I think. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's something funny. The only two books that I have that would work for this prompt are already on the cart, which is The Cat Who Saved Books and The Island of Last Things. So we're going to do a redraw on that one, and we're going to set that one out to the side so it doesn't get put back in. That's kind of funny. I literally was walking over to my bookshelves and I was like, wait a second. The only two books that I have that would work for this prompt are already on the cart. So we're going to go ahead and draw another one here and see what we get. A book that takes place in another world. Okay, I definitely have some options for this, so I will be right back. Okay, so I found two books that would work for a book that takes place in another world, just right off the top. So we have the choice of The Last Contract of Isako or Red City by Marie Lu. And honestly, I've had this one for longer, but this one does also really intrigue me. So I don't know which one to go with. My goodness. Okay. I'm gonna read the first sentence of each book and see which one grabs my attention more. So let's see here. Hold on. Gotta find the first page. Okay, so it says, as a child, Sam can see the beauty in everything. She can spend an hour admiring the spirals of a snail's shell. Each morning, she and her stuffed animal rabbit say hello to the buttery yellow dandelions growing between the cracks in the sidewalk. Maybe. Let's see what this one is for the first sentence. Okay, so the first sentence is, fuck Earth, the last words of Captain Janice Brady, 44 AF. Every morning, or Monday evening, 4-week, 500 AF. Two names remain on Ishmaelis Isako's list of wagemen to dismiss from the company. Only two. All. I think we're gonna go with Red City. I think, just for the time being, for a book that takes place in another world, we are gonna go with Red City. This one has been on my TBR longer than The Last Contract, and I have more prompts that the last contract could work with compared to Red City, so we're gonna go with Red City. Okay. And so next, I'm just gonna set this one to the side for the moment because I'm gonna inevitably have to walk back to the bookshelf 17,000 times. So let's get that bookshelf spinner wheel pulled up and see what it is gonna choose for me. So I think I have like 350 plus books on this spinner wheel here. Some of them I did unhaul and forgot to delete off this wheel, so we may run into that issue, but hopefully not. So we're gonna respin because I have to have the noise. All right, so this one does not count either. Okay. Let's see. What's it gonna pick? The Wilder Women by Ruth Emmy Lang. Okay, so I'm gonna go and grab that one real quick, and put the last contract of Isako back. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm glad it picked this one because this one has been sitting on my bookshelf since like 2022, 2023, and it needs to get read. It sounds like it could be really good. Again, it's one I've heard some mixed reviews about, but it sounds like something that would be up my alley. I just always gain new books, and those new books tend to grab my attention more so that's why I've started doing this bookshelf non-prompt spinner wheel, so that it gives me specific books that I need, that have been on my shelves for like years, for instance, like this one that did at first intrigue me, and they still do. Like, they've survived unhauls for a reason, but I'm excited to get to The Wilder Women by Ruth Emmy Lang. So, yeah, I'm excited for that one, and it's going on the cart. And then next we'll do another prompt from the old Wookie with a Cookie jar. Give a Wookie a cookie. That's what that says there, if you guys can't see it. This lighting is not my favorite, but I do like this spot. It's comfortable compared to the floor. Okay, but let's see. Let's go ahead and do this one, which is, if you can see what that says, a dark romance book. Okay, I obviously got options for this, so I'll be right back. Okay, so for the prompt, a dark romance, I ended up deciding to be smart and try and, get some series finished. So we either have the choice of Her Soul for Revenge, which is book 2 in the Souls trilogy. And I did eat up Her Soul to Take. Like, that one was amazing. I read it in literally less than 2 days. Less than 48 hours. Ate the entire book up. And it was about the size of this one, too. So we could read book 2 in that series. Or we could finish a duology. And this is I Will Mend You by Gigi Sticks, which is the second book after I Will Break You. And I loved this paranormal romance. Oh, which one? Do I go Her Soul for Revenge, or do I go I Will Mend You? I don't know. I think I'm going to go with I Will Mend You by Gigi Sticks. Be smart and finish a duology for a dark romance book prompt. So we're going to be smart and we're going to finish the duology at some point. So we will add it to the cart. Okay. So next we are going to spin another book here. So So let's see. The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Okay, this one's been on the cart a few times, so I'll go grab it. Okay, so as it turns out, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black is one of the books that I ended up unhauling. So we're gonna delete that slice and we're gonna spin it again here. Oh, come on. It glitched, so it's got a teeny tiny wheel at the moment. Okay. Chain. Also, another one that I got rid of was Chain to Chaos. Okay, that's not a great sign. Alright. Okay. Your Driver is Waiting by Priya Guns. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab that book. Okay, so here we have Your Driver is Waiting by Priya Guns. This is a I believe it's closer to the like litfic queer like romance, and it also has like a touch of revenge. I did start this book at one point, but I unfortunately lost my bookmark for it, so I am just going to have to restart it. But it was awesome what I did read of it, so I'm excited to get back into this book. And I kind of am thankful for the spinner wheel for specifically choosing this one, because again, it's just one that always gets looked over. So I am excited to get back into this book. Like, and that cover is awesome too. So, oh, I never realized that this one was a ARC edition. That's awesome. Okay, so excited for this again, guys. Really looking forward to getting back into this book. Okay. Now, we still have plenty of more room to go, guys. So we're going to be at this for a minute. We haven't even remotely touched that bottom shelf. We've still got plenty of space up on the second one, too. So, let's go ahead and draw one paper prompt. This one, a dark romance with a vampire or supernatural element. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, so ironically, the only one I ended up coming up with for a dark romance with a vampire or supernatural element is the second book in the Souls trilogy, Her Soul for Revenge. So we're just going to go ahead and throw this on the cart, and I'm excited to get to it. So, yay. We'll go ahead and just throw that one right on the cart. Okay. And next, of course, we're gonna spin the wheel again and see what it gives us. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. So, we will be adding, I don't even have to get up to the shelf for this one because this book was literally featured in the last video and I still have them sitting down here. So, we have Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I am super excited and happy that it picked this one because I really want to get to this series. So, thank you, Spinner Wheel, even though this is a new, like literally one of the newest books to my collection. I appreciate that one, Spinner Wheel. I'm excited for this. So, we're going to go ahead and throw it on the cart here. We have room for probably at least, I'm going to say 12 more books, just to be on like the safe side of things. So, let's go ahead and get another prompt. This is going to be kind of a long video, so I do apologize in advance. And if you guys have stuck around this long, leave your favorite emoji in the comments. Let's see here. That one, I don't know what it says, but a book that completes a series. Okay. Let me go and see what I got. Okay, so unfortunately, I cannot find any books that would complete a series because I'm currently on like books 2 and 3 in most of the series that I'm reading, and those series are not finished, or I have not gotten to the last book in those series. So I'm gonna put this prompt to the side and we will add it back at the end of the video for another time. And we'll draw another one here. Let's see this one. Okay. Let's see. Start a fantasy series. Doable. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed 4 possibilities for the prompt start a fantasy series. So we have assistant to the villain. Everybody should know what this one is at this point. We have To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. This one sounds amazing. I could start the Shadow and Bone trilogy, or I could start the Hellbent series by Lauren Asher. And I think I'm gonna eliminate for the moment the To Bleed a Crystal Bloom and assistant to the villain, and we are going to. I've heard really good things about Shadow and Bone. I haven't heard a whole lot about My Funny Demon Valentine, and I think I'd rather read this around Valentine's Day, so I'm going to put this one back. And we are going to start the Shadow and Bone trilogy and put this on the TBR cart to hopefully get it started soon. So I'm excited for this one. I have the whole like box set of the first of the 3 books. So I'm excited to get to this series, and I know this whole like Grishnaverse world is amazing as well, and I do want to get to it. So I am excited for this one, guys. And we're gonna just go ahead and throw that on the cart. Right there is where it's gonna live. And then we are going to go ahead and spin another little book here. Hi, Miss Enid. What are you doing? Guardian Demon. Alright. I'm gonna go and do some looking because I don't know. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm a dummy. Turns out Guardian Demon is actually like the 4th book in the My Funny Demon Valentine like Hellbent series. So that means instead of putting on Guardian Demon, I will be putting on My Funny Demon Valentine because this is the 1st book in the series. So with that being said, that's kind of how that's going to work. If I end up getting like 2nd and 3rd books in the series that I haven't started, I will instead put the 1st book on the TBR cart. So looks like we will be reading My Funny Demon Valentine at some point soon. Okay. Enid, what are you doing? Being a destructor of many things. Living on the bottom of my cart. You think you get to live there? Okay. So, and this I need an Alani. Alright. Let's pick another paper prompt here. Let's see. A book that was turned into a movie. Okay, so we've gotten this one a few times. Let me do some looking again. Okay, so I did find a book for a book that was turned into a movie that I actually really want to get to. And that is Christine by Stephen King. I love this edition, and I can't wait to get to this. I do love the movie too. But this looks amazing, and I love this edition, like I said. So we will be adding Christine by Stephen King to the TBR cart for future pickings, which is awesome. So super excited for that one. All right, so we can add about 2 more books to this middle shelf here, and then we will be on to the bottom shelf. So we're gonna go ahead and spin the little spinny wheel of spins and see what we get for the next book. Okay, so we got Evil in Me by Brom, which I'm super excited for that. So let me go and get it. I love this book, or I know I'm gonna love this book because I loved Slewfoot by Brom. So let me go and get it. Okay, so we have Evil in Me by Brom, and I am so excited to get to this book. I loved Slewfoot, and I fell in love with like Brom's horror writing style, and the fact that Brom also includes like the character artwork in the books as well. I don't want to completely spoil it, but I'll show you guys just one. And that they also have their artwork as like the chapter headers too. So let me find just like one example of that real quick. Okay, well, let's go with the first chapter. But like that is amazing to me, and so I'm super excited for this one. It is kind of an awkward shaped book, so I'll see what I can do with the space on the cart with this one. But I am so super excited for Evil in Me by Brom. Like, look at the back. Like, y'all, I'm very excited for that book. So let's see where it's gonna fit. Okay, it fits kind of right there, so we'll put it there. Okay, let's go ahead and pick another paper prompt. Let's see what we got. This is an older one. A story that challenges your moral compass. I don't really know if I have any that would really challenge my moral compass. So we're gonna put that one out and do a redraw. Like I said, these are a bunch of old prompts that I haven't used in months. So some of the books that these prompts were like made for have already been read and or like unhauled. So let's see what this one is. A love story set in a corrupt world. Okay, I can work with that one. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for a love story set in a corrupt world, I did just kind of decide to pick To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. I really want to get to this one, and it sounds super good, so we're just going to go with this one, and I'm going to make the choice easy on myself, and I'm really excited for that. So that one is going on the cart. Okay, now we are on to the bottom shelf finally. So let's go ahead and spin for another book here. See what we get. Savor the Wicked. CeeLo. Okay. I'm gonna go do some looking. Okay, so apparently Savor the Wicked is one of the ones that I unhauled. So we're gonna respin. And see what we get instead. Mosaic. Okay, so that actually kind of works out. That's right here. Where actually is it? Oh, it's right here. It was also one of the books that was featured in my last video, so it's still sitting right down here, so that works out perfect. This is by MC Renee. It's a debut novel. It is like a dark-ish contemporary romance from how it was described, and it sounds amazing. So I'm glad, even though that this is again one of a very recent additions to my collection, that it ended up picking this book. So thank you, Spinner Wheel, because I'm excited to get to that one. Okay, so we're gonna stick that one in there, or down here actually. Okay, so let's go ahead, take a drink here, and grab another cookie out of the cookie jar. Okay, so we have one, a dark romance with enemies to lovers vibes. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got something for this, so see y'all in a second. Okay, so I think I was able to find 2 books with the enemies to lovers trope. We have Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder and Insatiable by Lee Rivers. And I have had Bourbon and Lies longer than I have had Insatiable, but I really want to read them both. However, I do think to be smarter and get the older books off my TBR, that I am going to go with Bourbon and Lies by Victoria Wilder for a dark romance with enemies to lovers vibes. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. This one's been, like I said, it was on sale in January of 2026. This is the ARC edition. I ended up finding it in a free little library on the day that it released in January, so I do need to get to this book. So on to the TBR cart it goes. And then we'll go ahead and spin the spinning wheel of spins again and see what it picks. Okay. Okay, I know what this one is. I just need to see if it's the next book in the series that I haven't even started yet. So I'll be back. Okay, so the book that the spinner wheel picked for me was As Old as Time, and that is book 2 in the Twisted Disney series, I believe. I think it's book 2. 90% sure it's book 2. If I'm incorrect, correct me. But this is What If Belle's Mother Cursed the Beast. So I am excited for this one. I do have A Whole New World on my August TBR, so that'll be nice once I get that finished to have this one immediately available next. So I'm excited for this one. Hopefully I enjoy A Whole New World and I didn't just blow like a whole bunch of money trying to get all of the books in that series just to not enjoy them. Okay. Whew. We're getting there, guys. We're now officially like on the bottom shelf for sure. Okay. And then up next, we have this one. The first book in a fantasy series. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so for the prompt, a first book in a fantasy series, I picked 2 books to choose from. We have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, which I loved. One Dark Window, and I've got the two Twisted Crowns on my August TBR, so this would also be a good one to get to kind of get through that author backlog of books that I have. Or we have The Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent, and this is book one of the War of Lost Hearts series, and this one is the Stonewater Kingdom book one. Which one do I want? I don't know. Which one? I have had Daughter of No Worlds for a longer period of time. Not much longer, but I think we're going to go with Daughter of No Worlds by Carissa Broadbent. I've heard really good things about this book, so I'm excited to get to that one. So we're going to throw it on the TBR cart there. And hopefully we'll get another chance to throw on The Night and the Moth, because I do really want to get to that too. So, okay. Let's respin. For the 30 millionth time. Now, I already have two of the Twisted Disney series books on this cart, so we're gonna spin again. So I want a little variety. The Hacienda by Isabel Canas. Okay, I will be right back. We're gonna grab that book. Okay, so this is where the spinner wheel does come in handy with picking specific book titles, because this one has been on my shelves for over a year. This is The Hacienda by Isabel Canas. It is a horror themed book, if I'm remembering correctly. It says Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca in this debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence, about a remote house, a sinister haunting, and the woman pulled into their clutches. So this one sounds like it's going to be really good to read around Halloween, which is awesome because I do need to get more Halloween themed books or fallish books onto this TBR cart. And this one is one that, yet again, every time a prompt that would come up to fit it, I would overlook it because of newer books. So this is why I love having this spinner wheel with book titles and not just book prompts, because it helps me to think about pick up other books that I necessarily don't intend to look over, but I do, like this one. So I am excited to be adding The Hacienda by Isabel Canas to the TBR cart. It'll be great for around September, October, and hopefully we'll by that point be doing another restock of this cart, as hopefully I will have this first shelf gone. So yeah, I'm excited. And to be honest, I think I can fit about 8 more books on here, so we're going to just keep going. Okay, so we have a paper prompt here. I think I might do 2 more paper prompts and then fill the rest of the cart with the spinner wheel. So let's see. A romance with morally great characters, which I kind of have all of those on the cart already for the moment. I have some romances with some very dark, black, pitch black people, but not really morally gray. The morally gray is kind of on the cart right now, so we're gonna set that one to the side and we'll draw another. Okay, we got one here. It's one of the little ones. A colorful book. Okay, so that gives me lots of options. So I'll be right back. Okay, so for the prompt, a colorful book, I kind of decided to go more so with some thriller options, so I picked two. We have All His Pretty Girls by Charlie Cox, or we have Why We Die by Meg Herron. And these are both ones I've really been wanting to read, and I feel like this TBR cart is very heavy with the romance and the fantasy at the moment, so I wanted to throw some thrillers on there. And I think just to go strictly with the colorful book prompt, we're gonna go with All His Pretty Girls by Charlie Cox. So I have been really wanting to get to this one as soon as I saw it. So I'm very, very, very happy to be adding this book to the TBR cart. Like, super excited for it. So there is that one going on the cart. Yay, I feel like I needed to do some diversifying because we have a lot of like dark romance, fantasy, and like romancy type books, but not a lot of thriller. And I do like a good thriller every once in a while. So same with a good lit fic. And I do have a couple of like those as well on here, but I feel like I need some more. So hopefully we'll get some prompts or some spins that will help out with that. See, The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman. Okay, this one I'm not sure about. I'm gonna have to look and see if this is the second or third or fourth book in the series because I'm not sure. So let me double check. Let's see, it was the Book of Magic by Alice. Okay, guys, so we're gonna look real quick to see if this is the second or third book in the series. I can't remember. So, here's to hoping my tablet will actually connect to this internet. But who knows? Okay, so just connect please thing. Please. Thank you. Okay. So hold on. We're gonna look at Goodreads here. If I can get it to work. So the Book of Magic, because I'm gonna make myself look like a whole dummy here, but I can't remember if this is the second or the third book. So hold on. Okay, so this is the second book. So I will be adding this one to the TBR cart. I just wanted to make sure that it was the second book and not the third. So we will be adding A Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman to the TBR cart. That I knew it was the second or third. I just couldn't remember which one it was exactly. So that works out. Okay. And then we're just going to pick the rest of the books to fill this cart from the spinner wheel here. Because kind of getting bored with the paper prompts, to be honest. And I want to get some older books off my shelves. So that one, The Wicked by Rebecca Jompey, is one that I ended up unhauling. So respin. Also is accidentally in play. That's awful. I need to go through and clean up the spinner wheel after this. Okay. Miracle Monday by... Okay, this is a different one. By E. Maggins. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is a little different. And I'm not mad about it. So, this is a Superman book. It's Miracle Monday by Elliot S. Maggin. And it says, a masterful, unforgettable, and deeply satisfying journey through space and time. Elliot S. Maggin gives us Superman as he's meant to be. Miracle Monday is the real deal. Compelling, wildly imaginative, and absolutely true to the heroic qualities that make Superman unique among superheroes. If you've ever wondered how Superman really feels about disguising himself as Clark Kent, about the social ills facing humanity, or how he'd handle a showdown with the biggest supervillain of them all, the Devil, this book's for you. It will make you think, and best of all, it will make you feel. I loved it. Laura Sigel Larson was the one who quoted that. So, I am excited for this one, actually. I found these, there's another one that I have. It's The Last Son of Krypton by Elliot S. Maggin, another Superman book. And so I'm kind of excited for this, and it's a short one too. So I ain't mad about that. That's exciting actually. So we're sticking that one on the cart there. Okay, let's go ahead and spin for another one. See, that's why I love this wheel, is I never know what I'm gonna get. I Dare You by Chantal Tessier. Okay, I will go and grab that one. Okay, so here we have The Sinner, or not The Sinner, this is I Dare You by Chantal Tessier. This is the Dare series, book 1. She is built for a man like me, a savage. So on the back it says, what do you do when the devil has you in his sights? You show him that you can play his game. Austin Lowe's is new to town. She's running from a mom who hates her to a dad who cares nothing about her. In only a few months she will be free, or at least that's what she hopes, until she meets him. Cole Reynolds is the devil, disguised as a man. He wants her fear, he wants her blood, and he wants her soul. Just a little game, he says. I dare you. Will Austin survive him, or will she lose herself and the game? Secrets are revealed and justice will be served, but at what cost? Who survives and who doesn't? So I am excited to be adding I Dare You by Chantal Tessier to the cart there. And we're gonna spin again because we're gonna spin and just constantly spin because this tablet is about to die. House of Hollow by Kay Sutherland. Okay, so I think I still have this one, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This is what it says on the front. I'll read the little blurb. This haunting modern fairy tale will wrap you up like a glittering fog before going for your throat, by Melissa Albert, who is New York Times bestselling author of The Hazelwood. So this is like a fantasy horror from what I recall. It said, where did Grey Hollow go? Iris Hollow and her 2 older sisters are unquestionably strange. As children, they disappeared on a Scottish city street, only to return a month later with no memory of where they'd been or what happened to them. More troubling, their appearance began to change. Their blue eyes now black, their dark hair now white, and as they grow older, odd, eerie occurrences seem to follow in their wake. People find them disturbingly intoxicating, unbearably beautiful, and inexplicably dangerous. Now 17-year-old Iris is doing all she can to fit in and graduate high school on time, something her 2 famous, glamorous, globe-trotting older sisters, Grey and Vivi, never managed to do. But when Grey goes missing, leaving behind bizarre clues as to her whereabouts, Iris and Vivi are left to find her, but they aren't the only ones looking. As they brush against the supernatural, Iris quickly realizes that the story she's been told about the past is unraveling, and the world that returned them seemingly unharmed 10 years ago might just be calling them back again. A wonderfully creepy and full of unnerving supernatural flourishes. So, I'm excited for that one. Yay. We will be adding that to the TBR cart. And we will be spinning again. We are getting there though, guys, I promise. Murder Your Employer by R. Holmes, which is actually right here, so that's awesome. I don't have to get up. Okay, so here we have Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. This is volume 1, wildly entertaining, clever, and inventive. It says, who hasn't wondered what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affection ceased to exist? At the McMaster's Conservatory, future deletists, even never murderers, learn the consummate execution of the homicidal arts. To this sumptuous campus come 3 memorable classmates, self-affecting Cliff Iverson, troubled Gemma Lindley, and Hollywood diva Doria May, all of whom have suffered menacing employers who richly deserve a deadly denouement. Under the tutelage of Dean Harbinger Harrow and the fascinating faculty of McMaster's Hall of Poison Ivy, they hone their craft, each hoping to finesse a perfectly masterful murder. So, I'm excited for this one. It looks awesome. So, we're adding that to the cart. Okay. And if my tablet does die, we can always fill up the last couple spots with some more paper prompts, but I am just enjoying it, doing it more this way, so let's see what we got. Ooh, yes, perfect, awesome. I was hoping this one would end up on there. It's When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. This is, I'm so excited. I've been wanting to get to this book for a while, and I've been wanting to read it around Halloween, so it's perfect timing for it to go on the cart. I'm excited. We'll say that much. It says Nat Cassidy returns with When the Wolf Comes Home, an unabashed, adrenaline-fueled pop horror thriller where the darkest fears can become reality. So very excited for this. Yippee skippy. Really, really excited for that book. Okay, we're gonna spin again before this thing dies. Ooh. Okay, so that one's actually right here. We have Blood Scion by Deborah Fillet, I think is how you say that. This is a Harper teen book, but it looks like a really good quick fantasy read. It says, this is what they deserve. They wanted me to be a monster. I will be the worst monster they ever created. So even though it's YA, I still am hopeful that it's going to be good, and I want to give it a chance. So I'm happy that one's going on the TBR cart. Okay. Let's go ahead and spin again. Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. Okay. That is a hidden slice, because that's already up here, or, in the blind book somewhere, so I don't know why that was on there. That's on a different thing that I'm doing. So, okay, The Shadow by J. Patterson. Okay, The Shadow by James Patterson. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm excited for this one because it knocks another book off of my author backlog. This is The Shadow by James Patterson and Brian Sitz. It says crime has a new enemy, first time in print, a thriller. I got it out of a free little library, so I am excited for this one, and it helps, like I said, with my backlog for this author. I do really like James Patterson's books, so I'm excited to get to that one. Okay, let's see here. Alright. We're gonna spin again. My tablet's still at 8%, so I think we can make it. Maybe. It's a big old maybe. Let's see, what is that one? You Did Nothing Wrong by C.J. Drews. Okay. Okay, so here we have my Book of the Month edition of You Did Nothing Wrong by C.J. Drews. And I am in love with this cover. So I don't know much about the book itself, but I kind of want to go into it blind. So yeah, and it looks like a quick read. So I'm excited for this one to be on the TBR cart. And again, it's more variety, which is nice. Okay, spinning again here. Let's see, what's it gonna throw at us now? That is the second book in a series, and the first book is already on this cart unread, so we're gonna spin again. So yeah, spinning again. I've already read that one. Like I said, I need to update this wheel a bit, but let's see. The Children. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I think that this is going to be the second to last book, but it ended up picking The Children by Melissa Albert. This is one that I'm personally very excited to read, but I've also heard some pretty mixed reviews about it. So I'm going to try and go into it with an open mind and see, but I'm hoping it's one that I'll enjoy. Because it looks really good. And I love the cover. So I'm hoping it's one that I will end up enjoying. And yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to do just one more spin because I think that's all I have room for, unless I get like a really, really skinny book with this spin. So this should be the last spin here, guys. And let's see what we're going to get. One Eye Unhauled, which is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Good lord. Really need to clean up this wheel. Crown of Feathers. Oh, okay. So yeah, this will definitely be the last book because this is a bigger book, so I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have Crown of Feathers by Nikki Paupretto, I think is how you say that. I probably completely butchered it. But this is, I believe, a YA fantasy again, but more leaning towards like the new adult side of YA fantasy. From what I've heard, it says, I am a daughter of death. From the ashes I rose, like a phoenix from the fire. And so I'm excited for this one. I'm glad that the wheel decided to choose this to be the last book because that cover is also pretty freaking epic. And this is one that I got on my birthday trip to Silverwood. So I'm excited to get to this one. And happy to have that be the final book that we add to the TBR cart. So I'm going to do a little view change and just kind of show you guys what is on this TBR cart now. So I will be right back. Okay, so we have my August TBR books here, which is The Girl with All the Gifts, Filthy Rich Vampire, Miss Mabel Goes Back to the Chopping Block, Jujutsu Kaisen Book 1, West of Wicked, A Whole New World, and Twisted Love are all on my August TBR. Those I have not been doing very well with my August TBR, not gonna lie. So far I've only got one book read fully in August, and then I'm almost done with another, but yeah, not doing too great with the August TBR. And then these 4 books were already on here. So An Inquiry into Love and Death by Simone St. James, Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton, The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and Bloodbound by Alice Hunter were all on here already. And then the ones that I personally chose to add to fill up this TBR cart were The Island of Last Things, The Cat Who Saved Books, and then we're going to kind of flip around here, so I'll be right back. Okay, so some more that I chose to add were The Will of the Many by James Islington, Cast from the Dark by Asher D. Payne, The Sinner by Chantal Tessier, and my probably smut edition of Lights Out. And then I also chose to add Little Stranger by Lee Rivers as well. So we got some there that were chosen to be added. Okay, I also chose to personally add Alchemized, The Reckoning, and Hopeless Necromantic. And then we all saw these, but we'll quickly go through them. We have Red City by Marie Lu. We have Wilder Women by Ruth Emmy Lang. I Will Mend You by Gigi Sticks. Your Driver Is Waiting by Priya Gunn. Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. And then down here we have Mosaic, we have Bourbon and Lies, we have As Old as Time, we have The Daughter of No Worlds, we have The Hacienda, we have All His Pretty Girls, we have The Book of Magic by Alice Hoffman, we have I Dare You by Chantal Tessier, we have House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland, we have Murder Your Employer by goodness gracious, can't think of it at the moment. And then we have When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. We have Blood Scion there as well. And then on the back side here, we'll get flipped around. On the back side here, we have Evil in Me by Brahm. We're gonna set that one, stay there. We have Miracle Monday by Elliot S. Magan. We have My Funny Demon Valentine by Aurora Asher. We have To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker. And we have Christine by Stephen King. And then on the bottom down here, we have You Did Nothing Wrong by C.G. Drews, and The Shadow by James Patterson, and then we have Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpretto, and we have The Children by Melissa Albert. I believe that's it. Yep. So that is everything added new to the TBR cart, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things, and let me know if you lasted for the entire thing. And I appreciate you guys, so have a good day.